In this video, I'm going to share with you what my experience was like coaching MLP champion Augie Guh.
Great start for Augie. Outrageous from Augie Guh right there.
If you don't know Augie, he's a super dynamic player and he's quickly worked his way up to the top of the pro pickleball scene, taking the game by storm. He's one of the best lefties in the game, and just a few months ago,
congratulations once again to the Dallas Flash.
And what a day and what a season it has been for Major League Pickleball.
he helped his team win the 2024 MLP Championships alongside J.W. Johnson, Georgia Johnson, and Tyra Black. I know this video is about my experience as a coach, but by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how you too can improve your game, just like Augie did, and from a coach's perspective, you'll have a good understanding of why players like Augie make it to the top. Whether you're just starting out and you're currently a 3-0 player, or maybe your goal is to get to 5-0 this year, make sure that you stay tuned because there's extremely valuable insights that you'll learn from Augie, in which hopefully you can take and apply into your own game as well. Now, when Augie reached out to me for a lesson, I have to admit that I was a little surprised. He already had huge success in PPA events, and he was already winning big matches in MLP. So, why did he come to me? Well, the first thing that you can learn from Augie is that he knew that he needed something. This is the beginning of improvement, which is the ability to be self-aware. He was aware that he wanted to improve very specific areas of his game. Just like Augie, when you finally become frustrated or if you find yourself at a total standstill in your own game, it's important to have the awareness that something absolutely needs to change. If you've been stuck at the same level for a long time and you really haven't done anything different in the past 6 or so months, then you can't really expect different results. As for Augie, he wanted to work on a few different things, but the biggest and most obvious part of his game that was super important for him to improve was his aggression and offense from the non-volley zone line. Before we even met up for the lesson, I made sure that I studied his game inside and out. I actually spent a few hours the night before going through his most recent pro matches, and based on what he had told me he needed help with, I knew I had to make a specific game plan on exactly what I was going to address in the lesson. I think this is a super important part of being a good coach. You need to be able to hear what your students are struggling with, but you also need to be able to assess and address the symptoms of their problems. Although sometimes it's definitely not as easy as it sounds. As I've taught hundreds of players from all over the country at our 5-day VIP intensives, these players that I work with are typically within the 3-0 to 4-5 level range. You see, when coaching lower level players around 4-5 and below, it's fairly easy to spot out mistakes. I'll typically find very specific technical issues with their stroke dynamics, identify poor shot selection and decision making, or even address very foundational yet important issues like court positioning, and all of these usually stand out like a sore thumb. But when you're working with players that are above the 5-0 level, yet alone one of the best players in the world, with these players, the coaching approach has to be a little bit different. You see, the margins at that level are razor thin, and the difference between winning and losing can really come down to very small, almost unnoticeable details that are very difficult to see from the naked eye.
Nice play by Augie Guh.
And that's exactly what I had to look for. I really had to find the top 1 or maybe 2 things that would make the biggest impact on his game, which would help him take his game to an even higher level. In this 2-hour lesson, we worked on several things, but one of the main things that we addressed was specifically how he was setting up to hit every ball. Augie, as a left-handed right side player, really wanted to maximize his dink offense to help set up easy putaways for his right-handed teammates that were often playing a bigger right side towards the middle of the court. In our 5-day VIP intensives that we teach here in Arizona, one of the biggest things that we go over is movement. No matter what level player you are, your movement, and specifically your footwork, is the foundation of every single shot that you hit. You see, your movement on the court sets up your contact point, and the quality of your contact point directly affects the quality of every single shot that you will hit. In this case, with Augie, his ability to move well was already among the top 1% of the players in the world, so the capabilities that he had were already there. The issue that I found was not in his capability, although it was in his inefficiency. The problem actually laid in exactly how and where he was moving to, which actually made a huge impact on his shot quality and in turn directly affected how aggressive he can actually be on every shot that he hit. For Augie, in order to be more aggressive, he had to be a lot more efficient in his movement, and not only that, but he had to be more intentional with his movement as well. I don't care what level you're currently at. What I do know is that you can always improve your footwork and your movement. Unfortunately, this is one of the most overlooked areas of the game. I sometimes see coaches out there coaching their clients, maybe trying to fix a specific technical issue on their backhand dink, but the reality is the fundamental issue with their student lies in their movement and exactly how they're getting set up to hit the ball. Let's take Ben Johns for example. Everyone sees how effortlessly he makes things look out on the court. The main thing that often gets overlooked in Ben's game is his superior footwork. Here's one thing to remember and will always hold true. The best movers will always be the best players. Because every shot in pickleball builds upon the next, and precision is necessary for every shot. The ability to move your feet in a way to put yourself in the best position possible is monumental. Going back to Augie's lesson, we worked on putting himself in the best position possible so that he can be the most aggressive as possible, and that made a world of a difference. Along with this, we also worked on different dink and attack patterns that he would need against the top teams that he would be playing against. And let me tell you, Augie was a sponge. That's another thing that I learned from this experience. You have to be coachable to improve. It doesn't matter how talented you are. If you're not open to feedback, or if you think you already know everything, you'll never grow. And that's what I think separates Augie from so many other pro players, even at the highest level. He listened and was 100% coachable. He absorbed the information and understood exactly what he needed to do. And the most important thing, he applied it to his game.
And ATP was set up and Augie Guth pounces on it, and we are at...
The thing was, after our session, it didn't stop there. I remember he spent the next couple of months improving his footwork and drilling the concepts and specific patterns over and over again. You see, most players take a lesson, walk away from it, and expect instant results. But real improvement comes from repetition, and Augie understood that better than anyone else. Fast forward to the 2024 MLP World Championships. The Dallas Flash, they were the underdogs. I was watching his matches, seeing everything that he worked on come to life. The efficiency, the consistency, the aggressive play. And then, it happened.
Big drive, Cinderella story complete. Gladiator Guth. The trophy, the first ever title for the franchise, the Dallas Flash.
The Dallas Flash became the 2024 MLP World Champions. And let me tell you, that moment hit different. Not just because I was proud of him, not just because he had reached the pinnacle of the sport.
Augie Guth jumps ahead.
But because it reinforced something that I've believed in for years. Hard work definitely pays off. Honestly, it was just awesome to know that I can play a really small role in helping him achieve his goals. If you want to improve in anything, whether it's pickleball, business, or anything in life, you have to put in the work. There's no shortcut, no hack, no secret formula, just deliberate determination and relentless effort. You have to be patient with yourself, and you have to stay on course. And you have to be willing to stick with it as well, even if you don't see the results right away. That's the hard part. So what does this mean for you? Well, if an MLP world champion can reach out for coaching, what's stopping you from doing the same? If you're serious about improving your game and you feel like you've been stuck at the same level for a while, I encourage you to get a coach. Make sure that you find somebody who's really knowledgeable about the game and someone who cares about your improvement just as much as you do. If you can make it out here to Arizona, I'd love to see you. We host 3-day and 5-day intensives year-round. We've worked hard to develop the best coaching possible and strive to help players reach the next level. Everyone we work with has seen massive improvements in their game, and you can too. If you're willing to put in the work, I can help you do the same. So if you're ready to take your game to the next level, check out some of the links in the description below. We've got online courses, in-person VIP intensives, and other exciting new training programs designed to give you real results. Because at the end of the day, everyone can get better, even world champions. The only question is, are you willing to do what it takes?